H2KInfosys provides world-class online IT training, staffing, and software testing solutions to customers worldwide. H2KInfosys supports 100% job-oriented training, hands-on project work, cloud test lab, resume preparation and review, mock interviews, robust syllabus. One-time pay, lifetime access to live classes and videos. H2KInfosys has won the trust of thousands of students worldwide. For free demo class, visit h2kinfosys.com.
Here are some common AWS DevOps interview questions along with suggested answers. What is DevOps and how does it relate to AWS? Answer: DevOps is a culture, philosophy, and set of practices that aim to automate and integrate the processes between software development and IT operations teams to deliver software continuously and more reliably. AWS provides a suite of cloud services and tools that enable organizations to implement DevOps practices effectively, including infrastructure as code, automated deployments, monitoring, and scaling. 2. What is infrastructure as code, IAC, and how do you implement it on AWS? Answer: Infrastructure as code, IAC, is the practice of managing and provisioning infrastructure through machine-readable definition files. On AWS, tools like AWS CloudFormation and AWS CDK Cloud Development Kit allow you to define infrastructure resources declaratively using templates or code, enabling automated provisioning and management of AWS resources. 3. How do you implement continuous integration, continuous deployment, CI/CD pipelines on AWS? Answer: AWS offers several services to implement CI/CD pipelines. 1. AWS Code Pipeline Orchestration Service that automates the build, test, and deployment phases of your release process. 2. AWS Code Build, fully managed build service that compiles source code, runs tests, and produces software packages. 3. AWS Code Deploy, automated deployment service that makes it easy to deploy applications to Amazon EC2 instances or AWS Lambda functions. 4. AWS Code Commit, fully managed source control service that hosts secure Git repositories. 4. What AWS services can you use for monitoring and logging in a DevOps environment? Answer: AWS provides several services for monitoring and logging. 1. Amazon CloudWatch, monitoring and observability service for AWS resources and applications, providing metrics, logs, and alarms. 2. AWS CloudTrail, service that logs API calls made on your AWS account, providing visibility into user activity and resource changes. 3. AWS X-Ray distributed tracing service that helps analyze and debug distributed applications, providing insights into performance bottlenecks and errors. 5. How do you handle security in AWS DevOps pipelines? Answer: Security in AWS DevOps pipelines can be ensured by implementing 1. IAM, Identity and Access Management. Manage access to AWS resources securely by defining roles and permissions. 2. Encryption. Encrypt data at rest and in transit using services like AWS Key Management Service, KMS, and AWS Certificate Manager. 3. Automated security checks. Integrate security checks into CI/CD pipelines using tools like AWS Config and AWS Security Hub to ensure compliance and detect security vulnerabilities early. 6. What is AWS Elastic Beanstalk and how does it relate to DevOps? Answer: AWS Elastic Beanstalk is a fully managed platform as a service, PaaS, that enables developers to deploy and manage applications quickly and easily without having to worry about the underlying infrastructure. It automates the deployment, scaling, and monitoring of applications, allowing developers to focus on writing code and delivering value to customers, thus aligning with DevOps principles of automation and continuous delivery. 7. How do you handle auto-scaling in AWS DevOps environments? Answer: Auto-scaling in AWS DevOps environments can be achieved using services like AWS Autoscaling and Amazon EC2 Autoscaling. These services automatically adjust the number of EC2 instances or other AWS resources in response to changes in demand or traffic patterns, ensuring optimal performance and cost efficiency. 8. Explain the concept of blue-green deployments and how you implement them on AWS. Answer: Blue-green deployments involve running 2 identical production environments, one active, blue, and the other idle, green. The idle environment is updated with the new version of the application, and once it's tested and validated, traffic is switched from the blue to the green environment. On AWS, this can be implemented using services like AWS Elastic Load Balancing, ELB, and AWS Code Deploy, along with infrastructure as code tools to automate the provisioning of environments. These questions cover a range of topics relevant to AWS DevOps and will help you prepare for your interview.